welcome back. Thank you for coming out. What an awesome looking group. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so like I told you guys, we'd only have a couple days this week, and so a lot of my beautiful Krav Maga people and people that look like me are all here now, so welcome. Listen, today is a special class. We have a specific lesson plan that we're going to do, and in fact for the affiliates, this is going to be for all the affiliates, and I even want to send this out to people that aren't affiliates yet, so they'll get an opportunity, because everybody needs this, and then they get an opportunity for what we do. For you guys, the good news about the lesson plan today is that all of the tools that you need to survive the situation that I'm going to show you a video about in a second, you have. The tools you develop in Krav Maga. The kicks, the strikes, the elbows, the knees. These things already exist. Some of the stuff we're going to focus on today are some of the psychological aspects that have to be there along with the physical aspects. One, a spirit of preparedness and a spirit of awareness of what's going on. We're going to talk some about that. Two, honestly, is a spirit of aggressiveness. I've been explaining to you, I was just talking to the Black Belt class about the fact that in almost all things in life, being a good guy is an advantage. Self-defense is one of the ones where it works as a little bit of a disadvantage. Because what ends up happening is while you're thinking about whether you should, they're striking. Right? So we have to also train ourselves to be able to react based on a conditioned response that will kind of negate our moral inclination. Because, when you watch this video, there's certain things that are going to jump out at you. One is that there's all kinds of social misjustice in the fact that it exists, right? That probably these people, probably didn't have a good mom and dad, probably didn't have the benefit of a program like mine, probably are in a low socioeconomic status. There's all kinds of reasons why they became who they are. And like when I work with my kids' groups, the beauty, of course, is that those people will never be those people, right? Because they're getting the character development to never become those people. But of course, we also know we can't wish those people away, and that it does exist, right? So what we have to do is be prepared to deal with those people, all right? We're going to watch the video, and what I want you to think about as you're watching it is this analogy. I got this actually from Dennis Waitley. It applies normally to different things, but it's going to apply to our self-defense class today. We do live in a jungle. We absolutely do. It's not just a cliche, it's the truth. But usually when people say it's a jungle out there, there's a connotation attached, a negative connotation. In reality, a jungle is a neutral place. The question of the jungle is merely what kind of player are you in the jungle, right? Because if you are a tourist who is unfamiliar with that jungle, then what you see is the possibility of the lions and the tigers and the scorpions and the malaria and the yellow fever and all the terrible things that could exist in the jungle. But if you're a guide, you see mangoes and bananas and all kinds of other fruits. You see where the clean water is, and you see all the potential because you are prepared. You're educated and prepared. This is kind of the way we have to approach this subject matter, right? Because I can tell you, I've been showing the same video I'm about to show you even to the kids. And when I ask the kids, what are your feelings, they often say, it's scary. So the reason I'm using the jungle analogy is because it is scary. But it's most scary if you're not trained to deal with it. And that's what today's all about. Okay? So let's watch this video real quick. Everybody come over here where we can see it.
Are under arrest, accused of beating a homeless man in Hoboken to his death. And police believe the teens were playing a sick game.
Knockout is a game that a lot of our teenagers play. Just where they dare one of the guys to just randomly choose anybody walking down the street.
Investigators say the teens, all from Jersey City, seen here on surveillance video shortly after the assault, were allegedly playing knockout.
Oh, damn! My man got slammed! James, the one-hitter quitter! It's called a one-hitter quitter. You try to hit with one swing and knock them completely out.
What is knockout?
The game knockout is like when people board it, like they try to see where their hands goes at, and whoever comes walking down the block or something, they just knock them out.
You just knock them out, you hit them with a blow, you take their belongings. Knockout is like when you just punch somebody and they they go to sleep when you hit them.
What you are about to see is a violent, deliberate, startling attack. Watch. Lying with his face on the curb on Tito Way is 50-year-old Kappa teacher James Adelsberger, walking away from the attack, seeming to joke and celebrate our 5 teenagers.
What's the point? Like, for the fun of it, like for little kids to run around, hit people, and knock them out. Even though they shouldn't be doing it, but people do it.
You can see the teacher was walking, briefcase in hand, and with no fear as he moves toward the group of boys. Watch as one of them crosses in front of the others and violently attacks Adelsberger. He falls to the ground, slamming his head on the curb, unable to even use his hands to catch his fall.
I may hit them.
Why?
Because they think it's funny. They think it's funny, they think it's amusing. That's what they think.
It's just more like picking a target that is alone, defenseless. They just go boom when it's the right time and the right place.
It's not anger. It's
Nah.
It's just something when people ball like.
It just sounds like you just can't be around the wrong crowd, because the wrong crowd, they'll gas them up to do it.
They just want to see if you got enough strength to knock somebody out.
It could be anybody. It could be a mother with her children. It could be a guy. I know one time they got the UPS guy.
Well, what's the point? I mean, really, is it just a macho thing of kids?
It's a macho thing.
Huh. All right, so that's what we're training for today. And you see, some of the things you notice, of course, is the random and sudden nature of the attack. That's why you have to walk. The newscaster said that the professor was walking along without any fear, right? And what I'm challenging you to believe is that you have to be aware all the time, and that doesn't necessarily include fear. I think that what most people call paranoia, that's when fear accompanies preparedness. But if you're just walking around aware of the fact that something bad could happen and you need to be ready for it, that's not paranoia, and it's not fear, it's preparedness. And that's what we have to train for. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what I need is, how many people do we have out here total right now? Just so we can demonstrate the drill really quickly. And by the way, if you're very, very new, there's even a possibility of a combative UC that you weren't aware of yet. And don't worry about it. Okay, because the most important part in the drill we're about to do is that you react quickly with something. In fact, even if you do know all the stuff, I want you to try to get rid of that part of your brain that has analysis paralysis and goes, oh, that was the wrong thing. You can't do that. That's what will get you hurt. What I want you to do is hit the target with something. Now, if you happen to hit a back kick when it should be a back kick and a rear hammer fist when it should be a rear hammer fist and a rear elbow when it should be a rear elbow, that's better. But throwing a rear hammer fist when it should have been a rear elbow or when it should have been a back kick is still better than delaying for more than the 2 seconds that you have. Maybe 1 second in some of those attacks, right? You have to react quickly. Okay? What's it feel? You want to demonstrate? Right here. Close your eyes. All right, good job. Everybody understand the drill? Yes, sir. All right, if you do not have equipment right now, I need you to stand up, spread out around the room, and close your eyes. If you have focus pads or kidney shields, you're walking around randomly creating that scenario for the people with their eyes closed. By the way, open your eyes before you start throwing technique. Please. And then close your eyes again, okay? When the music starts, look at you. Yeah, everybody should probably have a mouth face in, just in case. Good job. Right.
Get him, Johnny.
All right, clap it up. Awesome work. Awesome work. We'll save the after-action review until after both sides go. So go ahead and change. Take equipment from somebody if you were just defending yourself. Hey. Down here. Hey. Nice ball. Just it. There you go. Come back. Yeah. Good. Good. Nice, Stephanie. Quickly. Bring it in quickly. Stick it in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to do this drill one more time before we move on to the next training evolution. And the reason is going to be so that you have the benefit of what we're going to talk about to do even better the next time. Okay? Everybody did really good, by the way. Everybody did really good where they were. The people that did the most good is because you already have a natural background of aggressiveness. And believe it or not, that could come from martial arts or it could come from elsewhere. Now, those of you that had trouble with that, let me tell you, let me give you some advice to help you, because there's different things that shut us down. It's not always the same things, okay? For some people, it could be like the fear or just the uncertainty associated with the drill, right? The confusion created by the drill, which, by the way, is of course very real in real combat. For some other people, it may be this, though. And in fact, I don't even know who you are, but I'm not gonna, there's 3 or 4 of you in here. But I'm not going to, of course, spotlight you, but I'm going to tell you so that you fix yourself for the next one. If you happen to be one of the people that have a spirit of self-criticality, always finding what you're doing wrong, this will bring that out in you like nothing else. And you will be so paralyzed by the fear of doing it wrong that you won't do anything. And I got to tell you, by the way, this is why Krav Maga is such great therapy, right? Because if you can get what I'm trying to teach you now, and you can get it, and you can exercise it in this thing, it's way better than hundreds of hours with a shrink. Because I know some of you got it because of your childhood or whatever, and now you have a non-improving parent. A lot of us have had that. You know what? You go like this now. You go, that thing that appears before me represents, for the sake of this drill, somebody that wants to do me harm. And if I happen to hit him with the correct technique, great. If I happen to not hit him with the correct technique, but I hit him, great. If he punches me first, I stumble and I'm still on my feet, great. I sure am going to make him pay for that.
Yes, sir.
That's got to be the attitude.
Yes.
That's got to be the attitude. Then you can survive this kind of violence. It's not anything funny. It's not anything cute. And those of you that have been around a long time know that I've even softened a lot over the years. Like you knew me a little harder before, and I'm a little. But let me tell you, do not be deceived. I could turn that back on like this.
Yes.
Right? I just hope I never have to.
Yes, sir.
That's the difference. Right? And what I want you guys to do, I'm challenging you something crazy. I'm challenging you to find that within you. And I don't care what it is you're beating up on. It can include the behavior that causes you to be so hard on yourself. Beat it out, but do it. So when I go the second time, I want you reacting quickly. I don't care what it is, but you cannot take more than a second to have hands or foot or elbow or knee on pad. Then I want you to beat it until you believe it's unconscious.
Yes, sir.
Make sure it's the pad, by the way. Don't do it to each other's bodies. See, a couple people getting a little too excited. And that's okay. It's just not okay for the training partner, right? And then number 3, I want the end. I also noticed that the end was missing. You guys know what I mean by the end?
Yes, sir.
Now, most, just for the sake of, it's probably somebody on the other side of the camera that doesn't know, all violent conflict normally has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And normally the only part we practice is the middle. And I got to tell you, in this kind of violent conflict, like what you saw in the video, there isn't even a beginning. Right? They skipped the beginning. They just decided to sucker punch you. But there should still be an end. And the end is that you either beat them unconscious and wait for the police to get there, or you strike and disengage. Well, one of those 2 things got to happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because what I've been seeing is 1 or 2 blows and then still standing in front of the bad guy. And that'll get you hurt. Because let me tell you something seriously, too, about those bad guys. Remember we've been talking about the psychology of the bad guy? You hit a bad guy twice in the face, you just pissed him off.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So you bet if he's really a bad guy. I gotta tell you, a lot of punks aren't really bad guys. They just think they're bad guys. But you kick him in the groin, give him a couple knees, hammer fist him in the brainstem a couple times, and then stomp on his head when he falls to the ground. Now you probably have a good opportunity that he's not gonna be upset anymore. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
So I want that kind of aggressiveness in the exercise this next time. First people are going again. I want the aggressiveness. I want the decisiveness. And I want you to stop being hard on yourself. You know who you are. There's a couple people in here that are like, oh, I did the right thing. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I'm telling you now, there is no wrong thing, except that. Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Nice tag.
Get him, Johnny. Get him. ready. Come on, Rough Rider, get in there. Get in there, Rough Rider. Get in there.
Way better, way better. And I bet you feel better, don't you? Here's a hundred again. Good job. All right, drop the pads, go drink water, come back for the next training evolution.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
All right, guys, bring it in. Take a deep close.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Fantastic work. Mr. Bond was just telling me on the break how I need to show you the video afterwards, because it really was obvious the difference from the beginning to the second drill that we were talking about as far as aggressiveness and as far as the ending. The interesting thing that jumped out to me about that statement, because of course it was obvious it was true, but what was difference? What was the only thing different between the first and second evolution? Focus. Yeah, the focus, the awareness, right? Which ironically ties to the whole message of today, right? Because there's all these different possibilities of what happens. In fact, it's a perfect segue into the next training evolution, because what we've done so far assumes that we were really good at being aware. Like we kicked them as they were advancing, or struck them as they were advancing, or they were close to us, but they hadn't gone in motion yet and we took a preemptive strike. Right? By definition, something like that has happened in this first drill, because nobody's thrown a punch yet, otherwise my reaction has to be different, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's what we're going to spend the rest of the time on, is the punch defense. But even with the punch defense, I don't want to do it as technical and as sterile as we do in a normal curriculum class. I want to change some of your paradigms and thoughts about punch defense, okay? Because again, depending where you are in the law of the process, because if you're a white belt in here today, you may never have even really done your punch defense yet, the inside defense and the 360 defense. That's okay. That means this is going to be easy for you because you're going to do whatever instinctively happens. And if you're somewhere else, you've done a little bit of it, but you're not really good at it yet. And if you're, and yesterday I was able to change a black belt's paradigm about punch defense with something that I did. So the idea is go in open-minded to the next training evolution, because what it's meant to do is to prepare yourself against that kind of attack. Okay? Even though there's still going to be a crawl, walk, run process. First exercise will be easy, and by the end it'll be less easy. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we start with Ryan, come please. So we start by just reviewing for the sake of everybody in the room, and like I said, it won't be a review for maybe one or two of you, right? But that's okay. Watch closely, because you're going to get a crash course, right? You know that normally when somebody's throwing straight punches at you, you're doing inside defense. And you know, of course, that you should be giving counters as quickly as possible as well. Good. Good. And you know that normally, if a round strike is coming at you, that you're going to do a good 360 defense. Come on with some. Makes a crowd in here, I'm not going to tell you. Still not enough. Good. Good. Now you're scared because you hit me yesterday. That's right. I didn't even let anybody know. Did you know most people in the crowd didn't realize you even hit me?
Probably.
You did though. So. All right. But by the way, you can do it still without making contact. But I want to see the explosion. Okay. Good. the way, I'm clenching my chin just in case. So we got that one, right? But you know, if I was to ask, before the demonstration, if I was to ask, okay, what is the defense against a straight punch, everybody would say inside defense. And if I asked what is the defense against a round punch, everybody would say 360 defense. Did you know in reality that's not true?
Sure.
In reality, it totally depends on way more than that. That's way too simple. Because if all of a sudden Ryan's here, and he believes that the defense against a straight punch is an inside defense, and I go, and he tries that, it's not the best defense. Goes with the other hand, it's even worse. Right? He's got to do a 360 defense here. He got to do a 360 defense here. Yeah, like that, in order to stop me on top. And this is a common punch that we saw there, right? Because they're sucker punching people. Right? See, the inside defense is based on almost a fair fight. It's based on you facing each other like this, right? That's not what this is. This is wah, wah. So he's got to be ready to deal with that. So here's the exercise. Okay? All you do, in fact, forget everything you know, but just keep me from punching you with the closest hand and counterattack with the other hand. Okay?
Okay.
Clench my chin again. Beautiful, good job. This is an important drill where what you're doing is training your body to just react. Okay? Just want you to go with whatever's closest, strike, and back to relax. Okay, questions?
No, sir.
All right, go with partner practice. Good job. I will tell you when to switch. Back to relax every time, Oscar. Oscar. Hands down, relax. And you gotta walk around with Gary. Bill, stop whatever you're doing and come train with John. Yeah, I was gonna say. Good. Nice.
Still got a sneak peek. What do you think? Actually,
Try to put them together if you can. Yeah, wow. Hi, Dad. David, I want to change one little thing for you, though. You have a habit of raising your hand, okay? Should make wow, like a drill, okay? You understand what I mean? The only thing that maybe could no, go ahead, Yes. Once again, just as you block, if you'll turn your body sooner, you'll be able to get the attack. Yes. Switch.
same thing. See that? I did the same thing. You did the same thing. I raised his hand through this head, so the first reaction was coming here. Yeah. Nice. That was real good. I hadn't done that. You hadn't done that to me. This way. Is it? I gotta find it. Nobody want to carry it. I can do either one.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
Well, nobody want to parry like that. But could I also get off the line and put over here?
You could, because I've said that nothing, but actually, the better from any of the straight punches would be the inside the bounce. Okay. And then as soon as it becomes round, like I said, unless it's a straight punch from an angle where this no longer makes sense, right? Then that's when it has to become this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Inside.
Good. She got it. Nice. Good. Just go. Don't think so hard. Hey.
I probably would back here a little bit, but still the root at the same time.
Nice, Alex. Hi, you guys are awesome. Hopefully there was some good training in it for you. I think it was too easy for you today. That's awesome. So let's your partner decide whose A it would be. I'm just kidding. The plan was to go to this thing, but it would be a little more difficult. A little more difficult, okay? So now, if you were A, thank you. Come here, Sensei Phil. If you were A, you're going to close your eyes. And this is the drill now, except that you'll all be walking around randomly. Now you have to be, because like what happened that was really frustrating to some of the kids in the black belt class was that the person was making this mistake. Phil! Of course he can't react to that, right? And then the kid was just frustrated and felt like he couldn't do it, right? Now, of course, what I did was turn it into a lesson about, okay, so you got hit, what are you going to do now? But what I want to do is create where he only has a second to react, but he has the second to react. So in other words, what we want to do is, as closely as possible, resemble that we're walking along, but we're aware, we're not like that professor. And all of a sudden, we see this kid take a step. And then we're reacting to it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's more like that. Just keep. All right, give him 2 claps. Okay, but you're going to be walking around randomly attacking different people. Okay, sir. If you're A, close your eyes. By the way, Sensei Phil looks awesome, doesn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sensei Phil did not look awesome 3 years ago. For all the process. He looked awesome for who he was 3 years ago.
He's very handsome, too.
He wasn't handsome when he got here either. All right, if you're an A, close your eyes. If you're a B, walk around. Punch somebody. Clap it up. Stop, you kick with buddy, stop. Come on. Way better, way better. Clap it up. It was awesome. It was awesome, awesome, awesome. A lot of things came up that we could go on whole other lessons with, but we definitely don't have that much time. And I do want to finish the final training evolution. Let me see just to make sure this will work out numerically for me okay. I need all my brown belts and above on this side of me, and everybody else on this side of me.
Yes, sir.
So let's go on with the next training evolution, okay? I need you guys to get, at this point, because you guys are going to drill them first. So I need the 4 kicking shields, the focus pads, and I need Ryan, Tig, and Phil, you'll be the strikers. So you're doing the same striking drill again. We need some kicking shields, and we need some focus pads for the other elements of the first drill. Everybody knows where I'm going with this, right? Sure. Okay. And I need you guys to spread out and close your eyes.
Get your mouthpiece.
Good job. Good job. Nice, nice. All right, the group that had the equipment now, put the equipment away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and go get your mouthpiece, headgear.
Headgear?
Okay, you need your mouthpiece and headgear.
Sir. Sir.
Okay, and then let's get some focus pads and the shields and all that too. Okay, so it's the exact same drill. The only difference is the people that I allow to punch, I want you to punch them. Okay? No. Yeah, they got left to hit you, but you can't hit them back. Yeah. You can only defend and pretend. Okay, so all I've done, because my partner was asking for an aside for the affiliates, is taken the advanced students, brown belts and above, and put them in a situation where they're going to experience some contact, they're going to experience reacting or getting hit, and having to still react to that. That would be something that would be a mistake to do with a beginning student, but it's required at this level. Okay. All right. So everybody understands the drill, what we're doing? Yes, sir. Okay, now remember, if you're one of the people defending yourself now, if the person says, "Aya," and you react wrong and you get punched in the head, you keep reacting anyway. That's part of the training as well. Okay? Ready? Sir. By the way, let's not punch anybody in the head so hard that we ruin their turkey day dinner now, okay? So you want to make some contact, but you don't want the feedback to be that meaningful right now, okay? Did everybody have fun? Yes, sir. Did a good workout? Yes, sir. Learned something new? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anybody have anything specifically that they learned or discovered through the class that they want to share for after action review, sir?
Doesn't have to be pretty. Just defend yourself.
Doesn't have to be pretty. One of my One of my teachers once had a great tagline. He used to say, "It's not real pretty, but it's pretty real." Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
When you're someone of a smaller size, even if you are a higher rank, doesn't matter when you have all the big guys surrounding you when they're coming at you with a punch. You might freeze, but only for a second, then you realize, I gotta do something. It doesn't matter what, as long as I hit them and get out.
Yeah, very good. And actually, you were reacting very well. I think most of them were probably pretty impressed with you. Yeah, good job. I mean, how old are you?
13.
How many 13-year-old girls could possibly do what she did today, right? And you know, of course, now that she's taking more of the adult program, she'll get even better, of course, because of the experience she just said. Because remember, like I always tell you guys, you get knowledge from your teacher, but you get experience from your training partners, right? So like she's already good because of the knowledge, but everybody else was small like her. What she just said really is, I'm getting better experience because now big people are attacking me, right? And that's good feedback. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Identifying the immediate threat, because sometimes, you know, a pad holder and then focusment holder and a puncher will be doing it all at the same time.
Yes.
You have to identify what the immediate threat is at that point.
Well, I think there was more than one lesson in that experience, because that's very real, of course, right? So, so you got to react to all of them. What Sensei Phil is alluding to, though, is that there is a kind of triage.
Which is closest?
Well, which is closest and or which is most daunting, right? Like, for example, a threat is never as daunting as a punch in motion. I have to react to punch in motion and then react to threat. There's a very good possibility I react to punch in motion and now there's a punch in motion, right? But still, I need to react to the one that's already flying at my face first. If we're talking about weapons, then, you know, there's a certain triage created there, right? Like if one of them's got a knife, then obviously that's the guy I want to eliminate first. If they're sticking a knife, I want the stick so I can beat the guy with the knife, right? I mean, there's the, you know, yes.
In reference to the video, what I noticed is when you have your eyes closed, the heightened state that your other senses become should be the same level as all of your senses are in certain situations.
Great.
That guy, the professor, I mean, he could have had one hand free,
absolutely,
just anticipating something happening.
Let's face it. Thank you, because that was great observations. And let's face it, that guy is like most of the world, though. Yeah, in asleep. Most of the world is asleep because they don't believe that it can ever really happen to them. Let's face it, how many people never even train in Krav Maga or any other martial art and really walk around in a kind of, and I can't believe I'm saying this publicly, right? But almost a kind of stupid denial.
Yes, sir.
Because at some point violence is going to happen. You have to be incredibly lucky to get through your whole life without any violence happening, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's really just denial to believe, oh, that never happened to me. Especially now with stupid stuff like that occurring. And by the way, and then I promise I'm off the soapbox. But as the economy keeps getting worse, crime keeps getting worse, more of this stuff kind of happens. That's just the way it is. It's all the more reason you have to be training in Krav Maga. Anybody get? Yeah.
You could have something that's happening in a regional area, get national coverage, and now it could spread around.
Absolutely.
That a lot of the people say, I want to try doing that.
It's funny that you say that because I made this comment in one of my classes yesterday and I was corrected. In a kid's class I said, now this is out west and up north, it's not here yet, but it will come. And somebody, a mom in the audience said, oh no sir, it's here. She goes, I'm teach for Pasco County Schools and we just had a meeting about it.
Elementary.
In elementary school. That's right, she said, I teach for Pasco County Elementary School and we just had a meeting about it. That's why I'm even teaching my kids this stuff, you know, I mean, we'd like to believe that we wouldn't have to teach little kids, right? But you know what? Everybody should have been here tonight. Rather than we're never going to do Krav Maga again in their life, they should have been here for this. And hopefully then they would open their eyes and go, oh my God, I better start doing something. You know? And even if you carry a gun, which there's already been one situation where in this very game, the guy was shot twice.
2 guys. Oh, lady shot him twice.
Oh, that's a different one then. This was a guy. Okay, so good. So people are getting shot. But my point is, you can't always get to your weapon before you get punched. So you still need Krav Maga, all right? I mean, you're a lot safer with a gun than without one, I'll tell you that. If you're not really good at Krav Maga, especially. But even if you got one, you still need some hand-to-hand. I just said unfortunately, but that's what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Well, being new in the class, that exercise of closing your eyes and opening it up to different attacks, every time we did it, I got a little bit more aware. You don't know what's coming at you. And I can tell you from the beginning of starting this class to now, you know, I have a little bit better handling of what to expect and how to address it.
Awesome. Thank you. No, that's great. That was great awareness, because I agree with that statement exactly. I will also say, remember when I talked about the people that were real hard on themselves? Bob's one of them. I didn't publicize it before, but I will now to say this. In the final drill where people were really throwing punches at him, he did better than he did all day.
You jacked up my knee.
You know why? But you know why? You know why? Because in this case it was a positive fear, or not fear, but a positive apprehension, or what's the word? Anticipation. It worked well for him because he knew somebody could really hit him. He stopped thinking so hard and he just got aggressive.
True.
And he did way better than he's done all night. And that's the kind of that's what you need. That's what you need when it is real. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty sure it was an earlier class I told this, not this class. The way that it should happen is this, because we're still good people. But you got to train yourself so well that when violence happens, you deal with it, and then afterwards you should be freaking out a little bit. Afterwards should be where you're shaking and like, oh my God, what just happened? And you will be, by the way. But the question is just what you do before, right? As long as you deal with the problem and then you shake, that's good, right? It's if you're shaking while you're getting hit, that's not good, right? You have to be trained. That's why we have to condition you. And every exercise that we ever do in here, by the way, serves a particular purpose. It's conditioning. Something like that. Okay? Thank you for your incredible work today. Have a beautiful Thanksgiving, and I'll see you back Monday, same crap time, same crap channel.